Hey guys, welcome to Maker Lab. Today we're going to learn how to solder. Just a reminder, make sure you have the right safety equipment. So we have a fume extractor, safety glass, and of course the right tire. I think we have everything laid out, so let's get going. Alright guys, so we're going to go over the equipment and then show you guys how to solder. So let's start out with the soldering iron. It's a Weller WES 51, doesn't really matter. It's an analog adjust, so you can adjust the temperature. Good temperature is between 600 and 650 degrees, so I'm going to leave that there. You can either use the sponge to clean the tip or this metal filament to clean the tip. There's tip tinner, solder, flux, heat shrink, helping hands, the wire that I'm actually going to solder, and some wire clippers. So I'm going to get going and walk you guys through exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn on the soldering iron and let that heat up. I'm going to strip the wires here. So let's strip some wires. There's one. Strip the other wire. There's two. I'm going to cut some heat shrink to get that to fit over in both of these. There's some heat shrink. Make sure you put these on before soldering. If the wires are connected, you won't be able to get them on afterwards. So I'll just throw these on now before I forget. Let's prepare the piece I'm actually soldering to. So to prepare this, I'm going to throw a little bit of flux on each lead. You can use a brush, you can use a wire, a piece of solder. I've seen people use just about everything to move flux. Just a little bit of flux, don't even douse it, just barely visible is completely fine. Flux is an acid that actually cleans the material and allows the solder to easily bond to the material. So our workpiece is ready, the heat shrink is on, flux is on. Going back to the soldering iron that is now warmed up, we're going to get the tip ready. So how we do that, so we're going to take tip tinner. We don't need to jab it in there or anything, just lightly touch it to the surface, get a little bit of solder ready. And add a little bit of solder. If you look, it's nice and silver, very clean. It's a new tip anyways. But if a tip gets disgusting, this tip tinner will save your life. So we have the helping hands holding the piece. We have flux on the pieces that we're working with. There's lots of ways to do this. People sometimes touch it to the workpiece and add solder. How I'm going to do this is I'm actually going to add solder to my soldering iron, and then I added just a little bit too much. And then I'm just going to touch the element. So I'm going to get the two pieces next to each other, touch them, and there you go. A nice, strong joint. I'm going to do the same thing with the second wire. Get it over here. Bam. Done. Look at that. Clean the tip, throw it away, turn off the soldering iron, put the solder away, move down the heat shrink on these two beautiful wires. I have a heat gun hidden over here. Heats up pretty quickly. Heat that up evenly, don't keep it in one spot. It'll burn. But once you're done, a beautiful piece. As easy as that. Make sure you use your flux and keep the tip nice and shiny.